Look, I claim Newbie. We all are entitled to these mistakes.
For those who are new here, we are Jillian and Jeremy. We jumped into a new career of full-time travel just before the pandemic hit. Despite this major hiccup, we managed to make 2020 one of the best years of our lives, traveling to Mexico and Brazil, where we filled our hearts by volunteering at 5 organizations, discovered new cultures and delicious foods, explored parts of the world we'd never seen, and made friendships we'll treasure forever. We also learned many invaluable lessons, some the hard way. This video is dedicated to helping anyone considering international travel avoid the mistakes we made and also share tips and packing advice. The travel part of traveling is the worst part. We can't wait to get this part over with. Better get started though.
These bags are heavy!
This bag weighs like 60 pounds.
Oh, like 40 pounds. Now it's time to unpack. Ugh. My little suitcase right here. Let's see what's in it.
What am I gonna do with all of this stuff?
Okay, so let's dive straight into this mess of a bag and see what all I brought. Starting off with 6 t-shirts, 4 tank tops, 3 sports jerseys, 3 long sleeve shirts, 6 pairs of shorts, 2 pairs of swim trunks, 2 pairs of pants, 10 pairs of underwear, 6 pairs of socks, 1 waterproof jacket, and 1 belt. Now there's definitely a handful of things here that I really didn't need. So let's take away the things that I could have just left at home. Like my Columbia jacket. Didn't really need that. Didn't need these long pants either. I think I might have wore long pants just once. Which also means I didn't need my belt. Next would be my cargo shorts. They're big, they're baggy, and although they're comfortable, I definitely didn't need them. They were taking up too much space. Next up, 3 long sleeve shirts. Where we were, it was way too warm for long sleeves. Gone! Next up are some of my favorite sports jerseys. I love representing my Ravens and my Orioles and love my Ravens customized Jinx jersey. But these things are thick and heavy and take up a lot of space, and also I'm always wearing an undershirt, so now I need to wear 2 shirts just to wear my jersey. That certainly isn't conducive to packing minimalistically. Bye! Lastly, we've got my 6 pairs of socks. Now, considering I was in flip-flops 99.9% of the time, I definitely don't need that many pairs of socks. I'd keep 1 pair of socks, and the other pair are my compression socks for traveling, which helps blood flow when you're sitting for long periods of time. They are amazing. Now here's a little side-by-side so you could see what I used versus what I packed. And just looking at it like this, that's kind of a big difference. Alright, so as you can see, packing was a process. Yeah, there was a lot of stuff that I didn't need, but when you're packing for something like this and you're not used to going out the way that we went out, you never know. So sometimes you pack for what ifs. There were a lot of what ifs I packed for, and I didn't need that stuff. This was definitely a learning experience.
Oh, man. Still chaos, but a lot more organized.
Huh?
Looking over this stuff, I didn't need half of it. Maybe I needed 60%, but I definitely could have shaved off 40% worth of stuff. Look, I claim Newbie.
Well, we'll figure out how to
carry all this stuff eventually.
We all are entitled to these mistakes. Next trip, I'll be packing wiser. So let's talk about what I have and what I don't need. Starting with shoes. A pair of tennis shoes, a nicer pair of sandals, water shoes, and again, the UFOs, the one that you guys saw me take a face plant in Fiji.
Mama said they'd take me anywhere.
Long live my UFOs. I brought a lightweight Columbia jacket, super thin for waterproof, walking in the rain. I think I definitely would bring that again. It packs so flat and it's so good to keep you warm. So let's mention the unmentionables. I brought too many. 4 bras plus 2 sports bras. That was probably double what I needed, honestly. I mean, ladies, you can appreciate this. One bra in particular is a combination reversible black and beige, and it's got straps that come off, black and beige, so you can use it for both. That was super, super useful. Warm items. I wore my white embroidered shirt several times, so I think I would keep these 2. Flat iron and flat iron brush. I used twice in 6 months, honestly. In tropical, subtropical weather, there was no point in having this. Now, clearly now that I'm back home and it's not humid, straighten my hair again, I really have to consider where I was going and if it was feasible. If I were going back to Mexico or Brazil again, I wouldn't even bother taking these. There's no point. You won't need it. I changed my mind about my flat iron. I don't know, maybe it's just a comfort thing with my crazy curly hair. If I were somewhere and it was a nice cool day and I felt like it, I don't know. I like the idea of it. I think I would bring it. This is probably my extra thing that I probably don't need, but I want to have it. 2 items that we didn't use, but I think that I would bring again is this little emergency poncho. It's so thin, as you can see, and small, that I think it's wonderful to be able to have just in case. So for shorts, 5 shorts, some of them more dressy, others kind of past the knee, more cargo style. Plus I got rid of a pair or 2. I probably could use 1 or 2 pairs less than what I brought. But girls like options and I had lots of them, clearly. Socks. Compression socks to travel with, absolute pro tip. You have to wear compression socks when you travel. I would never travel without them. 2 other pairs of longer socks and 3 pairs of shorter ankle socks. I probably could get away with 1 less pair of long socks and maybe a pair or 2 less of short socks. For sleeveless shirts, again, I think I could have brought 50% less than what I have. 7 sleeveless or tank tops, plus an additional 4 undershirts, like little tankinis, I guess is what you call them, maybe? Half sleeve shirts, 8, I believe I counted. And again, I left some things in Brazil, so I probably could take half of this. Gosh, I honestly didn't think I did that bad. I thought I wore mostly everything, but I didn't. So I packed 3 bathing suits, plus a swim rash guard shirt and swim shorts and swim dresses, cover-ups, 4 of those. Way too much. Way too much. I didn't even use the swim shirt or the swim shorts. Now, again, depending on where you're going, you may find that you will need those types of things. I thought Mexico, Brazil, water, ocean, I'll need it. This particular trip I didn't. I probably would bring my swim shirt again and maybe my swim shorts, but I would pack 1 bathing suit, maybe 2, I don't know, not as many as I did. Definitely not as many cover-ups, like 1 or 2. Or 3. 2 pairs of yoga pants, plus these pants, another pair of black pants that must be in the wash, and these jeans. So 5 pairs of pants. I did use the yoga pants regularly. I definitely would keep 2 pairs of yoga pants. I think that I only need 1 other pair of black pants though, not 2. And I'd skip the jeans going to tropical weather. Just don't need them. All that stuff, don't need it anymore. Let's take a look at what is inside of this chunky toiletry bag. I think big picture, I probably could have used 40% less than what's in here right now. I also think I gained a few things over the course of these 2 trips, even though I did use some things like hair products, gels, lotions, things like that. I still seem to have an exploding bag here. Let's see what we can find in this bag of wonder. Honestly, it's not that bad. It seemed worse than it is. I think I'm just trying to shove a lot of stuff into a little space. I won't walk you through every single thing that I brought, but I will give you the big picture categories of items that I brought to give you a sense. Here is the toiletry bag. A really nice Lands' End toiletry bag that I got from a gift from my mom. Thanks, Mom. A long time ago, and I love it just because it's got all of the different compartments, including these side compartments, which hold a lot of things like medicines, creams, anything you want to shove in there. I think that I've got some teeth whitening strips in there. On this side, I have all of my contact items, little baby contact solution. I brought a couple boxes each. I have 2 different prescriptions, so that was like 6 months worth of contacts, which was way too much. I could get away with less, but I was paranoid. My retainers for at nighttime, hair products, sunscreen, which is looking pretty empty, comb, Q-tips, little baby sewing kit with scissors. This is actually really helpful. Earplugs. Oh, that's another thing. You have to have sleep masks and earplugs. They're absolutely critical. You never know what kind of environment you're gonna be in, if it's going to be super bright like where we just were. We like complete blackness when we sleep, and the noise situation, always smart to have earplugs. Easy, cheap, easy to pack, and really worth it, including on the airplane, where you get such a good night's sleep if you have a way to sleep when there's crying babies and the lights are all zonky. It's so much more comfortable. Drugs. Back to this. Makeup, all of this is makeup. So I probably could have had 50% less of this at least, because I wore minimal makeup in the tropics and you don't need much. This actually is a powder with SPF in it. Majority of the time I would wear this makeup, this powdered mineral with SPF in it, and sunscreen underneath. And then more makeup. This is all lip gloss, lip liner, eyeshadow, 50% less. I do think a pro tip on the eyeshadow though, these palettes are great because as you can see, I've worn out the lightest color. You have an assortment of different colors that you can use, and it's all in one place. I probably didn't need 2, but again, newbie. Probably didn't need 2 headbands and a buff. For sure, I would bring 1. That's what's in the toiletry bag. Not as bad as I thought. 80% of that bag I would keep, 20% I'd get rid of.
So now that it is time for us to get on out of here, we gotta try and fit all of this crap back into our little bags. And honestly, as I set all this up, we used most of it. I'd say probably 85% we actually did use. There are certain things that we didn't use, like a few of these lenses. One of them I only used twice. This one I didn't use at all. Ninja is filming on the GoPro, so you're not seeing that, so that's one more piece of gear that we have. But look at all these hard drives. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hard drives. 2 battery packs. Man, y'all, this is a lot of gear. And this is just for filming and editing. So we got our work cut out for us, and now I'm going to take away everything that we used and just leave what we didn't use, and let's see how that looks. All this doesn't fit in my one backpack. Ninja carried some stuff in her bag. We had some of the stuff that didn't have lithium-ion batteries in our checked suitcases just to make our backpacks a little lighter. It's been 6 months, well, 3 months since we've had to do this, I guess, leaving from Mexico. Now I'm trying to figure out where everything went. taking away everything that we used and only leaving the things that we didn't use out of that whole big mess, this is what was left. As you can see, there's not very much that we didn't use. Let's see, this lens I used twice, but I didn't want to, so I'm leaving that with the did not use because it was only in the case of emergencies. My fisheye didn't use it all. This little gimbal didn't use it all. Don't think I'm gonna bring some of this stuff next time, but we'll see. But overall, I think we did pretty good with bringing gear and actually using the gear that we brought. Not very much, so boom.
So hopefully this is helpful, you guys. 2 countries, 6 months. This is all the stuff that we needed. We know next time not to bring a whole bunch more stuff in the future. It saves your arms, it saves your back, it just saves you from lugging all of this unnecessary stuff around, taking it out of suitcases, putting it in drawers. Repeat, you don't need to do it. Save space, only bring this stuff. I think it was really helpful to go through this, at least for us.
Peace.
Back into our little bags.
Sorry. Can I do that again?
Should I do it again?
Yeah, sorry. Goodbye, old friend. You've served me well. It's time for a new life.
And it doesn't have the it doesn't have the power adapters.
So, hey, you're still here? What are you doing here? Now go create an adventure.